Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And we're following breaking developments out of Washington. A special counsel is appointed to investigate President Joe Biden's handling of classified documents as he left the vice presidency. Attorney General Merrick Garland making that appointment today after more documents were found.
Latest discovery of classified material was made here at President Biden's home in Delaware. Documents with classified markings have now been found in a library, his garage, and the office of his former institute in Washington. Alice Barr in Washington, where the president is promising to fully cooperate.
Devin and Kimberly, on top of the special counsel probe, Republicans are promising a congressional investigation, including into the delay in all of this becoming public. An independent special counsel is now investigating President Biden's handling of classified documents as he was leaving the vice presidency after another batch was discovered, this time at his home in Delaware.
We're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review.
The president saying his lawyers have been continuing to search and uncovered a small number of documents with classified markings in storage areas in his home, personal library, and his garage next to his Corvette.
By the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage, okay? So it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
Earlier this week, the White House confirmed the president's lawyers found classified documents in his former private office space in Washington. Sources tell NBC News it was less than a dozen documents from his time as vice president in the Obama administration. Attorney General Merrick Garland today announcing Robert Hur, a former Trump-appointed U.S. attorney, will serve as special counsel
to investigate whether any person or entity violated the law in connection with this matter.
Republicans calling for a congressional investigation.
Here's an individual that's been in office for more than 40 years. Here's an individual that sat on 60 Minutes that was so concerned about President Trump's documents.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy there drawing the comparison to hundreds of classified documents the FBI ultimately recovered from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate after he resisted repeated requests, including a subpoena to hand them over. Democrats quick to draw a distinction.
The Biden people are bringing forth the documents. They're not obstructing access to them.
President Biden says his lawyers turned the classified material over right away, saying today he takes the matter seriously. The White House saying today it's confident a thorough review will show that these documents were inadvertently misplaced and that the president and his lawyers acted promptly once they discovered the mistake. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice, a number of aides who worked for Biden in the final days of the Obama administration have already been interviewed by federal law enforcement officials, two sources telling NBC News that. Now, this all happening on the same day Vice President Kamala Harris makes a stop in Ann Arbor. We'll have a live report on the vice president's visit to the University of Michigan and her message on climate change coming up about 10 minutes from now. But our other top story here at 5 today, a St. Clair County man accused of kidnapping his 4-year-old daughter remains in jail tonight.
Eric Nardini went before a judge this afternoon, 2 days after police say he abducted the girl and took off toward Ohio. Rod Maloney was in Port Huron for his arraignment. Rod.
So here at the arraignment in Port Huron, we learned that this was already an extremely emotional and strange domestic situation in that the father had custody of the 4-year-old child, full custody, and that apparently was in jail recently as early as the 9th of January and then somehow lost custody, which in court, they said, prompted this entire exchange that we saw in Ohio.
Are you hurt?
We saw you coming, and then I was scared.
Oh, well, we're here to help you, okay, babe?
And it was a decidedly emotional scene when the Ohio State Police stopped Eric Nardini's truck and were able to take his 4-year-old daughter into custody.
Hello, Nardini.
Today, Nardini appeared in a Port Huron court for a video arraignment facing kidnapping and parole absconding charges. He pleaded not guilty and asked for a low bond. The prosecutor's office jumped in, asking for $1 million bond, saying his kidnapping case is eerily similar to one nearly 20 years ago, and he carefully prepared for his escape with his daughter.
He left behind his iPhone, he left behind his Apple Watch, he left behind the minor victim's iPad, and obtained a track phone, or what we call as a dump phone, in order to avoid being tracked. the information in this investigation support the fact that the defendant was traveling possibly to either California, Arizona, or Oregon.
Magistrate Susan Borovich split the difference on the bond.
$700,000 cash surety. So that is based on this court's desire to protect its public.
Now, Nardini has to put up $700,000 in cash in order to be able to get out of jail prior to his case going to court. In the meantime, his defense attorney was telling the judge that he doesn't believe that that court, the Port Huron District Court, is the right court for this case. She told him to take that up with the next judge that comes along. Back to you.
And do we know when he's back in court, Rod?
Yes, right now there is a probable cause hearing scheduled for the 24th of January, and the preliminary hearing, the preliminary exam, will come on the 31st of January, and that's where we may get still more information about the case.
And we're so happy to hear the little girl is okay and safe today. Rod, we appreciate your report this evening. Investigators say a Detroit teenager murdered his best friend, then served as a pallbearer in his funeral.
That was one of the details unveiled today as Air Brooks appeared in court for a hearing. Sean Lay, live from Detroit, to walk us through what happened in court today. Sean.
Sad and shocking. We're talking about best friends, just teenagers, one shooting the other dead. And you mentioned serving as a pallbearer at his funeral weeks before then. He was arrested by Detroit police. His admission played in court today. Edmund Butler was only 17. His family had just had a celebration sending him off to prom. But last July, Butler was found dead in his car here at South Leibold and Gilroy Streets in southwest Detroit. Dead from a single gunshot wound to the back of the head. This Detroit police interrogation video is of 17-year-old Zaire Brooks. Brooks was Butler's lifelong best friend, and in the video, he admits to detectives he is the one who shot and killed Edmund Butler. While police search for Butler's killer, we're told Brooks still acted as his friend, serving as a pallbearer at Butler's funeral. Now we can take you to this preliminary hearing inside 36th District Court Judge Kenneth King's courtroom today, where we found out why a person would murder his best friend.
So tell us what happened. Why did you do that? Y'all want the honest truth.
In the police video, Brooks explained that he plotted to meet Butler to buy $200 of marijuana from him, but it was a setup. Brooks says it was a robbery and he shot his best friend because he would identify him as the robber.
So you felt like if you robbed him, you would have to kill him because he'd come back? Yeah. I'm just like, that's why.
Brooks is 17, being charged as an adult. Judge Kenneth King binding him over today to Circuit Court to face trial on all charges. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
Boy, oh boy. All right, Sean.
All Taylor schools were closed today because of a threat made on social media. The city says someone posted a threat to Taylor High School on Instagram. It was identical to one posted several months ago with a stock photo of a BB gun. The city says school was canceled out of an abundance of caution. Police are completing a search warrant for the Instagram post and IP address.
Got some good news for your wallet today. Inflation continues to ease and prices are dropping. The Consumer Price Index shows prices down 0.1% from November to December, the first monthly drop since May of 2020. Overall, inflation at 6.5% right now. This the last inflation report before the Federal Reserve Board meets this month. The panel will decide whether to raise interest rates even more.
Okay, we're watching your forewarned weather forecast right now as we take a live look at Mount Clemens. If you're heading out later tonight, it could get a little bit slick.
Yeah, forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams here with what to expect. Kim.
Well, especially areas north of M59. That's where we're expecting some light, keyword light, freezing drizzle and light snow. But again, that's for north of Metro Detroit into the thumb. Right now we have it's almost like a ribbon of moisture that goes through the eastern part of Macomb County down into Wayne County. We'll take you in just a little bit closer here. You can see Warren, Detroit, also in Grosse Ile. But it's dry in Novi and Waterford. Most of Metro Detroit's dry, but we do have this moisture, so we're going to have to watch for that as we go through the next several hours and watch the temperatures very, very closely, because once they dip below freezing, anything that falls, we could have a little period of freezing drizzle changing to some light snow. No accumulation or anything like that here in Metro Detroit, but could pick pick up a quick inch or so up into the thumb north of Port Huron. 37 in Mount Clemens, 40 City Airport. So the weather story, light drizzle, then a few flakes, a few flurries for Friday. That's hard to say. A few flurries for Friday. And temperatures will only be in the 30s, but wind chills tomorrow, making it feel like it's the teens. So some colder air, but some sunshine returns for the weekend. If you want to keep up to date on all this up and down weather that we have here in Metro Detroit, the best way to do it is go to your app store, type in WDIV, and then download the free Forewarn Weather app.
All right, Cam, more ahead here today at 5.
Including a brand new investigation from Karen Drew.
She's back,
Karen Drew, Channel 4.
asking questions.
Do you sell a lot of them?
Usually I do.
What's going on?
This is kind of like a zoo area right here.
But this isn't a zoo.
It may be legal for a pet store to sell alligators in your city, but if you take one home, could you get in trouble?
You just told me to leave and no meeting.
The investigation tonight at 5:45.
Also, what the suspect in the murder of 4 Idaho college students did in court today that could delay the release of new details in the investigation. Victor.
Vice President Kamala Harris back here in the state of Michigan yet once again, but this time it's on the campus of U of M. Coming right up in just minutes, the discussion on the issue that the Biden and Harris administration has vowed